Okay, so a quick update on Trefarr Sidings, and we'll start up here at Railway Terrace. And as you can see, we've started to get the roofs on. So these are from York model making back in the UK, these tiles. And they come in a nice grey colour, and they're textured. A nice random effect. I've had a few tiles that I've got slipping. Certainly if you live in a house with slate tiles on the roof and the wind blows, you lose a few tiles for sure. Anyway, those tile courses, I mean, they're self-adhesive, so you know you've got to be in the right frame of mind to get them done, but ultimately they look pretty good and worth the effort. This one here on top of the newsagents, I've actually taken to the next step where I've actually painted them. So the individual tiles are painted with different acrylic colors, again using the same kind of palette, but as you can see, from the flat single color to lots of different colors, then we're got a much better look. And they've not been weathered yet, so there's a little bit coming off the chimney, as you can see, the staining, but more to do on that one. Okay, so as you can see, I've done the chimneys as well, put those on, and I ordered some chimney pots from Model U, and these look pretty good. So I've painted those up, and then we've got the smoke on the top. A couple of new arrivals. First one here is this Orwell from Hatton's. So again, in setting the layout in Cornwall, these Orwells were used to move military equipment from RNAS Culdrose and RAF St Morgan. With cutbacks, they're much reduced facilities now, but back in the 70s these were not uncommon. Really nice model, really quite big, but the detail is certainly outstanding. So yeah, very pleased with that one. Also, what turned up was this auto coach, so that's sitting behind the 1400. So this one's from Daypol. So again, you know, you have to get used to O gauge in terms of the size of these things. I mean, you know, well over a foot long, and yeah, really captures the character of these interesting machines for sure. So back here, I've done a separate video on weathering this grunk to get it to be the same kind of standards as the others. So I've got to do that, put that second video up. At the moment I'm just waiting for the sound file to come from YouTube for this one. So also I've painted this fuel store to go next to the fueling point. And this comes from Railway Laser Lines. Really nice kit. I've painted it, but I've started some weathering, but I've still got to do more weathering on this, the tar roof there, and that's from tread non-slip stuff from IKEA actually. So really quite cheap, and then obviously the lines between each of the sheets has been painted with black acrylic paint to tie that in. Fences there from scale model scenery. Oh, just one thing I did forget is I have actually put a billboard on the end of Railway Terrace, one of the old His Master's Voice type things. So I've got to weather that one a little bit as well, make it a lot more faded on the end, and we're going to have some plants and stuff growing up the side of that building there too. Here in a good shed, managed to paint some of the fish and the crabs. Not easy to paint fish because they're very iridescent, so I used some metallic colours. Oh, can't focus on that, sorry, there you go. I think that gives a good representation of fish and some crabs there. I'm just trying to figure out if that ice looks okay. It's just some decorative gravel stuff again from IKEA. A little bit more on the signal box. Just the running boards around the outside. Test fitted the door. But again, I've got to had to order some more buff paint for the steps. But put a little sign on the side there, which again brings it to life. Finally, some track arrived, so that's good. Pico catching up at last, and so I've got my track now. But unfortunately, the points are still outstanding, so I'm still waiting for those to come. And also on Station Master's cottage here, just done a bit more with that. Again, same with the tiles from York Model Making. As you can see, got some slip tiles, but also painted the individual tiles to give them a lot more realistic look. Again, still got to do some weathering, but I'm really pleased with that. And then put the tiles on the porch as well. So to go with the cottage here, I've got a level crossing gates, so I've built those. Got to paint them now. But nice little kit from Pico. Just needs detailing up, and that'll be a nice feature for the railroad. Another new addition, Class 05 in DR Green Hunslet Shunter. Just waiting for the sound to arrive on that one, but I'm going to actually respray this one so that it's going to be a English China Clays Works Shunter, so a private owner, not actually belonging to the British Rail. It's a lovely little locomotive. Again, just waiting for the sound and chip to arrive for that, but that was as part of the Gauge-O Guild virtual show. I think it's actually still on offer at Rails of Sheffield at the moment for 159 quid. Take off the 20% VAT, add back a little bit of shipping, still makes it a good deal. And if you were actually thinking of getting into, O gauge, this would be the perfect starter locomotive for you. Private owner shunter brings me to my final update really here, and this is the start I've made on the clay dries based on the ones at Wemford, which are now sadly abandoned and returning to nature, but as you can see, it's mostly built out of balsa wood. So I've got some nice blocks and stone for the wall coverings, and yeah, hopefully update you on that one in the next video. But again, like all things O gauge, this becomes really big really quickly. And what will happen here is the siding will come off from the main line over there. What we have is by the abandoned signal box, there'll be a siding that's going to come out around there and over to the dries there. So yeah, so that's about it for the November update. It's still a mess, as you can see, but some progress. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's going so far. Of course, although it's a larger scale, that means that your level of weathering and detail has to be even more complete. So the level of detail you can get to means that you have to invest more time in each of the things that you're building or weathering. But anyway, plenty of space now. We'll have a good run, and we'll be able to stretch the legs of some of these locomotives once my points have arrived, and we can finish off the track plan and then start to get it wired up with the tortoise points. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a short update. Yeah, and I look forward to bringing you another update next month. And in the meantime, please make sure you stay safe. Cheers.